Cheers, guys. I wanted to touch a bit on the topic of Michael Jackson, since everything seems to have been stirred up as of recent. Well, it was initially the that artistic film called Michael, I believe. I didn't see it, in which my understanding is that he's played by his nephew or something like that. But the thing that actually caused so much controversy lately is this very recent Netflix documentary called The Verdict. So this is what I want to refer about very briefly tonight. So what got my attention was this absolute madness of all these fanboys, all these people who are completely outraged about this documentary. And I watched it. Yeah, it has three parts. It can be very easily watched during one setting, one night, and it presents its center, let's say, around that trial he had in 2003 or 2005. Nevertheless, that trial, when he was declared by the jury not guilty. Yeah, and all his fans uh, take this verdict, not guilty, and they put the equal sign and they say, look, they investigated him. A jury said he's not guilty. This means this equals he's definitely innocent. And I'm afraid things don't work quite like that. So let's quickly explain that bit. So let's clear this thing out firstly. When a jury says you are not guilty, this means that given the evidence provided by the prosecutor, they could not convict you beyond any reasonable doubt. Yeah, again, given the evidence presented by the prosecution, yeah, the jury determined that there's no sufficient evidence to convict you beyond any reasonable doubt. Yeah, this is what it means. Not guilty doesn't, it can mean you are innocent. We're talking generally, yeah, generally speaking now, yeah. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you are innocent. So let's say this, let's put it like that. A jury is not some divine supreme court of justice, know-it-all that knows everything and can declare you innocent per se. This can happen in particular context, yeah? But generally speaking, not guilty, it means there was not enough evidence to convict you, yeah? This is what a jury means when they say someone is not guilty, yeah? The jury doesn't know for a fact that that person is not guilty or has never been guilty. Makes sense? And let's clear something else as well, and I'm going to say it very clearly. I am not saying that Michael Jackson was guilty. I'm not going to say the word. We all know what was the accusation, yeah? So I'm not saying if indeed is, or sorry, was a person sexually molesting kids, let's put it like that, yeah? I don't know that. I believe not even his family, his mate, the people in his entourage, his security. Not even then, maybe they cannot know for a fact. What I'm saying to you is you do not know he was innocent either, because you simply cannot know, and that is a fact. unless you are a genie, a spirit, and has been um, haunting him 24/7, yeah, you cannot know what he was doing uh, there when he was spending so much time with kids, sleeping with them. Uh, yeah, that's official information. It's well documented. He admitted to it. Everybody knows that. Yeah. So nobody knows. That's my main point. Yeah. In my own thing, yeah, my own belief, I have a feeling, I have a belief, I know what to believe. Let's say I'm more like, that saying, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, maybe it's a duck, or that one that there's no smoke without the fire. That's my own belief, but I am not an extremist in trying to prove it to you. I don't go into extremes because in the end I cannot know. Would I be able to prove in a court of law what I believe? Of course not. Would I be able to prove it to you what I believe? No, of course not. This is my own belief, yeah, and I'm not holding it very tightly. I'm not very. I don't go into extremes with it, and you should not go either when you allegedly know for a fact that he's innocent because, mate, you really don't know, mate. You cannot know that. You get me? And guys, what completely puzzled me is that after watching this documentary, I actually found it quite impartial. It literally presents both versions, both sides, one by one. They are now interviewing the prosecutor, then they switch back interviewing someone who actually was sure Michael was innocent, like his attorney or something like that. So they keep on switching in between sides and they present both sides. So I really didn't feel that this documentary was trying to impose to me a particular view, yeah, or to make me believe that he's actually guilty when he was declared innocent, or the other way around either. Yeah. So given this, I'm even more so puzzled about how desperate are some people to defend him. I mean, because I saw all these reactions. Oh, I'm canceling Netflix. Oh, this is outrageous. Oh, leave Michael alone. The very low IMDb rating, the reviews on IMDb, like all this outrage, and I'm like, why? Why? This is this is a documentary. They present both facts. Again, how can you be so sure that he was innocent? Yeah. How come you cannot separate, albeit purely theoretically? How come you cannot just take into consideration that maybe, just maybe, the human Jackson Michael is totally different than the superstar you adore. Yeah, just a wild thought. Think about it. Also, guys, what I found quite disturbing is that some people, some parents, actually um, left their kids with Michael, even though they were suspecting something might not be right, or even though the mere fact that Michael was spending so much time with their kids and sleeping with them in his bed, okay, maybe nothing was happening, but nevertheless, this fact alone should have been very disturbing for these parents, and it seems some parents preferred to sell their kids, basically, to let them spend so much bizarre time with a superstar just to get some advantages. Yeah. So this is wrong. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there are people who try to take advantage to make up stories about Michael. I'm sure there are people like that as well. Yeah, I'm sure some of them are cons, fakes, they lie. Again, if some people are liars, fakes, cons, and they try to take advantage of that, this doesn't mean that Michael Jackson was innocent per se. Both things can be true at the same time. Another wild thought for you. All right, folks, let's wrap this up because it's pointless to go on too long to make a very long video about it. I hope my message was sent across. I'm going to repeat it nevertheless, just to have things very clear, because I'm absolutely sure that Michael Jackson's fans who are going to watch this video, they're going to be outraged. They're going to tell me that they know for a fact that he was innocent and that I'm a hater and all that. No. So again, let's make it very clear. I do not know for a fact that he was sexually molesting children. I do not know that. I'm not extremist in my beliefs. I find it very bizarre, very suspicious. Yes. But my message to you is take a step back, breathe, and stop being a brainless fanboy. Sorry, I have to say it as it is, yeah? Because when you defend a person who you haven't even met ever, and you are so outraged and you write on social media and you scream all over the place that you know that they are innocent, you are absolutely ridiculous, because there's absolutely no chance you can know that for a fact. So that's all I'm trying to say. Yeah, think about it. He only had two trials. Yeah, that one in 1993 when he settled for $20 million. Okay, and that one in, again, 2003 or 2005. This one, the actual trial in which he was declared innocent, and which is mentioned in the Verdict documentary on Netflix. So two trials, yeah, two trials, and he had over 10 boys, correct me if I'm wrong, that accused him of doing stuff. So again, how can you look at basically only one trial in which he was declared innocent? The other one he settled for 20 million he paid. So only one trial declared, sorry, not innocent. You see, I did the same mistake. He was declared not guilty, which doesn't equal innocent. Yeah. One trial, one case out of all these over 10 or how many was kids who accused him. And how can you say, based on that one, that he was definitely innocent throughout all his life? You cannot know. That's my whole message. Yeah. Don't be a fanboy. Don't defend a man you have never met. Don't mix up the superstar and the image you had on screen and on your records with a human, called Jackson Michael, a human like all of us, with faults and exposed to deranged stuff, possibly, theoretically. Anyway, that's all. I hope my message was sent across. Don't be a fanboy. Don't be a brainless fanboy.